Hi, everybody. It's Debbie DuBois. It is 3 o'clock on Thursday, and we're at the portal January 11th, 2018. I'm very excited for this day. This has been an incredible ride, and today seems like a really powerful day to kind of move it all forward. And I don't know how many of you might have seen the Divine Feminine reading that I did yesterday. That reading really talks about how the Divine Feminine is really starting to transition into the new. So it's very exciting, and I'm really glad to be here today. I decided that I was going to go live in Twin Flames Divine right now. I'm going live in an hour in Twin Flames Eternal, and I'm going alive. I'm going live again on my own page, True Sacred Union, tonight at 7:30 for some Q&A. But my main focus in this broadcast and the broadcast that I'm going to be doing for, I feel, quite some time is something that came out of a channel that came to me. And it was my most recent channel, and it really is about creating your union. And what I started to realize is, when I got the channeling through and I read it and I looked at it and I was like, okay, let me just look at this again, and let me look at it again, and let me look at it again, because I had something to learn from it. Not only is it there for you, but it's there for me. When I channel stuff through, it is for all, and it is for greater and deeper understanding. So it's almost like when this article came through, this channeling came through, all the pieces to the puzzle that I've been trying to create for the longest time kind of came together. And I started to understand my purpose. I've been doing this. I've been blogging since 2014. I've been on my own personal journey since 2012. And, when you're on this path, you go through these stages where you're like, oh my God, I'm crazy. Oh my God, I can't take anymore. And then you're like, oh, I feel great and everything's great. And then you're like, it's the ups and downs, and then it's the ups and downs. And then there's the questions. Are there twins? Are there not twins? Can you be with a soulmate? Can you be with your marital partner? What are karmic partner? I mean, let's just go. There's so many things that come up on this path, right? And meanwhile, all the while, you're just saying, I just really want that sacred partnership. I just really want to be in that higher vibrational sacred partnership. And so you're pushing and you're pushing and you're thinking about it. But what was revealed to me is that through this process of going into our higher vibrational expressions and removing the blocks that we have to love, we're able to get in vibrational alignment with what we prefer and create it. And what became clear as I pondered on all of this is that everybody wants to create something different. We really don't have the same goals as what union looks like for us. And there's been so much evidence of that as I listen and I look and I watch people discussing union. And I find myself saying, well, that person wants union in the good old-fashioned template way. And this one would prefer to be by themselves because they like the control that they have when they're by themselves, so that they would just like someone over here. In other words, the spiritual unlocking process of moving into your higher vibrational space starts to show you what you prefer. And I think the reason why none of us have gotten, I don't want to say none of us, but none of us have gotten the holy grail of the sacred partnership that is absolutely, we know is there waiting for us, is because it's still developing for us. We're being shown every single day. I prefer this. I don't prefer this. I love this. I don't love this. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. And new things are revealed to us all the time. I was looking on one of the posts and someone was talking about, I've just decided I don't want this person right now. I just don't. And I'm thinking, there you go. In this particular time space, you're discovering that right now it's not the alignment for where you want to go in the future. So this is a journey, and we are going to create this union on this journey. And so I want to pull all that together with the portal that I am announcing today. I've announced it. I've talked about it before, but it's on my True Sacred Union website. I have gone through so much introspection on why I'm creating this portal and what it's for and how am I supposed to help people. And it's like when this article came out, I understood. I also understood after the last Facebook Live that I did and the last couple of tarot readings, I understood my purpose more clearly than I ever have before. And that is that I understand this path. I've walked this path. I've achieved a great level of comfort within myself. I have got a great connection. And so what I realize is that I am here as a support system. And what I mean by support system is, all right, if you think about a vibrational match with what you prefer, if what you prefer is on a high vibrational scale, then it's really important to be able to stay in that high vibrational scale in order to create what you prefer. And you can't create what you prefer until you really, really figure out what belief systems are standing in your way. What is it that's stopping you from creating the union you prefer? We always turn to the other person and say, well, that person's got so much work to do. And, if they would just leave their karmic partners and, we say all this to ourselves. But the truth is that we are the ones that need to get in alignment vibrationally with what we want. And of course, the connection is going to raise the boat of the people involved. So while one person's doing that work and getting into that vibrational alignment, the other person is as well. And what's interesting is we can't limit ourselves to what that connection is. We can't limit ourselves to what those outcomes are because our soul knows what our ultimate happiness is. It knows. I want to say our higher self, soul, our higher self. We know what that looks like. Now, the small self doesn't always know what that looks like. Oh, I just want that person to be here to make dinner with and go to the grocery store with and do laundry with, and I want them in my, there's others that I've talked to lately that have said, oh, it's all about the mystical, the syncs and the experiences. And if I don't have that, that's not it either. So we're developing the higher perspectives, desire for connection. And the greater purpose of that is to discover how we're all one. If you can discover that with one person who you are in perfect alignment with in all the energetic ways, then you translate that into unity consciousness for all. That's what ends up happening. So the portal that I developed, I've done a lot of thinking about. I've changed it. I continue to change it. But the thing that I want to tell you about it is it's quantum. I realize the reason why I'm having a hard time defining it is because it's quantum. It's what's needed at the time. And I've been trying to figure out why I can't pigeonhole myself into readings on a weekly basis or, coming out on a regular basis with things. And what I realize is the gifts that come through me are quantum. They're there for you when you need them. So I don't know how many of you have seen like my more recent readings. Those readings come through not for the purpose of you living outside yourself and looking to me to tell you what you're doing or what needs to happen, but it is the higher source connection coming out and encouraging you when you need it, giving you the outside confirmation of what you're already going through inside. And that's quantum. So that happens. It happens when it happens. So this portal is still being defined, but there are some things that I can tell you about it because I think that some of the things that I've figured out, going back to the beginning of the days of Twin Flame Divine, Twin Flame Eternal actually was like the first baby. One of the biggest frustrations that Philomena and I had was so many good answers were given. Okay. When these answers are given, they get lost. They're nowhere to be found. And then people ask the same questions over and over and over again. Well, I tried through the years to try to come up with a system where we could have one group that would be questions and let's just pin posts and all this stuff and try to figure out how we could organize information so there's a help library for people. Well, the portal provides a support forum. And what I've already started doing is going in there and putting in some of these main topics that are discussed about. I just added one today about the married twins. I mean, everybody in the world wants to know, well, geez, is it a good thing to leave your married partner and go on and, what does this mean? Well, Source came through with an answer on that post. So I immediately turned around and put it on the support forum. The way the support forum works is if you have a question, you go into the support forum, you do a search to find out if anything comes up that is related to what you're concerned about. You can have a dialogue or conversation. It's actually more like a message board. And then, it's just like technical support. Someone like myself or another senior member is going to come along and say, oh, I know a really good answer. And there's a dialogue about it. And that information stays available to all members. It doesn't get lost. So what I'm trying to do is marry the concept of Facebook, which I've created it's a secret group, and that it's, most people won't see it unless you're a member, but it's the TSU portal group. So the way I see things working is someone has a really bad circumstance. Oh my God, this just happened to me. I really need some support. Instead of having long dialogues on the Facebook group where everybody talks about it and it gets lost, I would just request, hey, go post it in the support forum. And then you would, say in the group, hey, I've just posted something that's really important if anyone would like to pitch in. And so that's kind of how I've envisioned that going. So the support forum is a really big piece, but there's also a piece of privacy and a piece about like chatting and being off of, a lot of us were on Facebook. Everybody can see the green dot and everybody knows you're on there. And, sometimes you don't want people to know you're on there, but you can go over to the portal and you can log in and you and whoever's on there can have chatting conversations just like you do on Messenger. It's really fast, it's speedy, and you can just have a full-blown conversation there. And it gets you off of Facebook when you want to be off Facebook. A lot of us love being on there, but there are times when we really don't want to be on there. We either don't want to see posts by certain, somebodies, or, the other thing is sometimes we're so inundated with all kinds of information that it just blows up the circuits. There's a place where you can go get back to root information. So it's that kind of support system as well. I am going to be, there's 3 levels of membership. There's basic membership, which is just basic social networking. It doesn't include the support forum, but it includes, the connection with the group of people that all resonate in the same general vibrational area. The standard membership has more, I'll be doing more, what do you want to say? Special, that's where we get into, divine masculine feminine readings on the fly, some conference calls that are more intensive workshop kind of things. And then the final is a premium membership, which is more like if you really need coaching, if you just really want someone to be able to text with when you got a problem, that's a little bit more along those lines. But anyways, I guess I wanted to introduce the portal today because it is the day. It is the day for me to finally move this forward. It's going to build as it builds. They say build it and they will come. I really have no idea what's going to happen. I know I have a handful of members right now and we're going to move forward. But as far as, this whole realization that I had about creating unions, that's my goal. That's my focus. My focus is to help people get vibrationally aligned with what they prefer. And I don't know how many of you have noticed, but I kind of am. It's not that I don't have my moments. Trust me, I have my sob fest. So you just don't see them very. I don't know. Some of you have seen my sob fest. I do sob sometimes, but I have a really high perspective on all of this. And I feel like it is my job and my duty to encourage you to keep going, to uncover pieces that you haven't uncovered yet, to help you do this work, to help you figure out and define what it is that union means to you and to help you create it. And I want everyone to get to that place where they feel like I do, in that it's really true. Even when things happen that I don't prefer, I'm more often than not, and most of the time now, can see it as a stepping stone to something that I do prefer. And that makes all the difference in the world. So what I want to be is contagious. I want to help you get into that vibrational state, teach you how to stay in that vibrational state, teach you how to spread that vibrational state, because we all do it. And now, I've been seeing those comments fly, and I'm just going to quickly go here. I'm off to the races when this thing goes live, and I'm always like, oh my God, what am I going to say? And it's, thank God I've got source connection. It just comes right through. Thank you, God. Because I'm like, here I am. All right, so I just want to acknowledge some of the people that are here. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you. I'm so honored to see you all. Hang on a second. I don't even know if I can go all the way back. There's Lisa, Anita, Christina, Kelly, Angel, Mary, Sherry, Linda, Irina, Linda again, sorry. We've got Jessica. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of people on here that I've not seen before, and that makes me so excited because I love to expand my circle of friends. It is really tough, though. I've got to be honest with you. It's like, well, I have a full-time business as a web designer. So, like yesterday I was out and I was at a meeting. When I go to meetings, it's like, okay, I'm gone for the whole day. So there's certain times that, I'm very involved in that, but I'm always on Facebook. So I'm texting with you all and I'm trying to keep up with everybody. And I just love to see new faces. Let's see. We've got Anala, Sammy, Carol, Kelly, Sherry again, Ashley, Lee, Beth, Cindy, Andrea, Lady Myra, Philomena, you got on. I guess we did a little mojo work for Philomena so that she could get on, because her tech is always giving her problems. Everybody send light to Philomena right now. This amazing being that literally put these groups together. And I've always felt such an indebtedness to her, because there's so many people that stumble upon this connection. There's people that, you know what? I'm just going to say this. It doesn't matter what your true spiritual connection is with that other person. It's a catalytic heart awakening. If it's waking you up spiritually, if it's moving you in the right direction, this was a place where we could gather and we could help people. And so I, from the bottom of my heart, say, Philomena, I love you. You are so sweet. I cannot wait to come see you, Italy. Wherever you are, I just want to see you. Anyways, thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. I love you. And and then there's Joe. You're welcome. I'm going to do the cards for sure. What I'm going to do, and there's so many of you, and I'm also going to pull up, hang on just a second. I want to pull up Twin Flames Divine over here as well, because I have a whole list. Hang on a second. I have a whole list of people who have asked to have cards. Bear with me. I'm having not technical. There we go. Okay. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, all right, let's see. So I want to go over here and I'm going to look at the people I'm drawing cards for. I'm just pulling up this post because this is what I'm going to do. I want to be able to share the portal with as many people as I can. The reason why I have memberships at all is because it costs quite a bit for me to put the platform together, and it's my time. But if I can make it free for everyone, and who knows, maybe at some point I can just make it free for everyone, and I will. It's that kind of thing. But for now, it's kind of like there's only so much time that I have, and I want to be able to devote more time and attention to people who are really, really trying to move forward, and you're going to know if it's time for you to move forward or if you're really just enjoying. Some of us really enjoy, the uncertain stage and all that, but if you really want to move forward and you want to get on with creating the union. So what I want to do is I want to give everyone an opportunity to win. I want to give an opportunity to win a membership, but at the same time, I think it's fun to do a reading with the cards. So there's a Twin Flame card in the Ascended Master deck, and I figured it's really appropriate that, if your card that comes up is the Twin Flame card, then that is the person that's going to win the membership. So we gave away one already to Rosa. And Rosa just got on today, and she let me know that she really thinks she's going to like being on there. So I was excited to hear that because I'm just like, oh my gosh, you guys have no idea. Yep, and still, still work in the web design business, and I am called for a multi-purpose, and this is what you do. You follow your heart, you follow your excitement. Do you know how much all of this has really played such a major part in me stepping into my wholeness? So, that is part of the whole process here, and what we'll be focusing on too is creative and divine expression. What are you here for? What'd you come for? What are you here to do? What do you do better than anyone else? And not only that, but how can you support yourself doing it? Or how can you, at least make it a full part of your life so that you really have something to build on? It's your God, goddess, creation, things like that. So, all right. Well, I am going to start pulling some cards. The live broadcast in this room is, and in Twin Flames Eternal. I decided not to go full into questions and answers. I do want to do that at the 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on the True Sacred Union community page. So if you have questions, go to that page, write them down, or just shoot them to me as we go, because I like that. I really like answering questions on the fly because most of it's just coming from here, the source connection I have and the filter that, of my own experience. So I'm just looking at everybody. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy to see all of you here and on this and commenting. And the only thing I got to do is figure out if I can go back any further, because I'm thinking that I may not be able to go back all the way. And if people are saying they want a card, there's only so far I can go back on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start pulling some cards. And I'm going to start first and foremost with the original thread that I came up with that I posted 3 hours ago. And Anita, Christina. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card. All right, I'm going to set I'm actually going to do a little cut thing. Get fancy. Somehow I just want to hear K-pop music running in the background. I played some before I came on today, and I don't know what it is about those Asian boys with their wonderful divine feminine masculine balance and their ability to perform music, and it's so upbeat and it's so inspiring. So that's a plug for K-pop music. I'm sorry, I absolutely love it. Okay, Anita Christina, the card that comes up. Health and healing. Now, what I'm getting is maybe you are coming through a healing process of some kind. You are getting help with that. You're getting help from the other side, and I would say that whatever this issue is, it doesn't matter if it's physical or emotional. I'm getting, and you know what I'm getting right now is that all these cards right now are for right now in the portal right now. All right. But it's quantum, and that if you don't see this until later, it's for you then. Okay. So yeah, with this portal, I love Hilarion. I've got a special connection with Hilarion and the healing energies, and you're getting the healing that you need right now, or you might have even already gotten it. But anyways, I just want you to know that is your card, Hilarion, and it's one of my favorites. Okay, Lisa, I want to say Hola Nichols. We'll just go Lisa. All right, we're gonna talk about, okay, your situation unfolding. Let's get right in the moment of now, right now, what is it that you need to know? Okay. Hang on a second. I'm going to try. I've got this glaring light on the cards. There we go. Okay, if I just cover my whole face, you can see it. All right, Paul the Venetian, artistic expression. It is time for you, in order to move your union, the union you're trying to create, it is time to really express yourself artistically. There's something that you can be doing now, in this moment of now, or in the next moment of now, that you feel called to do from an artistic expression. And when you get into that space, you're going to discover some things about yourself. So I would say block off, half-hour periods of time. I don't care if it's a color book in crayons. If it's anything, just spend that time, and you're going to learn something about yourself. Okay, Amani, the card that comes up for you is listen. Okay. And what I'm hearing in my own knowing is how important it is right now for you to listen to your inner heart center. So if you're struggling with an issue, or you're thinking about a situation that you're trying to resolve, if you can find a way to still your mind, and I've often said there's many ways you can do it. Nature's one. In the northern hemisphere right now, it's very cold for a lot of us. So getting in nature, wherever you need to go to be in nature. I find that if I sometimes just listen to the sound of the electricity humming, so that I tune in and try to shut the mind down, if you do that for a short period of time, and then go into your heart space and see what your heart's telling you about what you want, what you're trying to find out. And that is the answer for you. All right. And I want to say Annalise. All right. Let's see. What card do we have? Oh, I love Kuan Yin. Let it go. And not just let it go. Not just like, okay, there's a situation you might be dealing with that you need to release from a bit. But I want to say, because it's Kuan Yin, it is fill your heart with compassion as you let go of what it is that's troubling you. Compassion for yourself, compassion for anyone else involved. Letting go is as simple, but it ain't easy. It's as simple as holding on to something extremely tightly. And when you're prepared to let it go, drop it. And it goes. And that's for all of you. You can grab a pencil anytime you want, and you can let things go. It's as easy as that. Wow. It's simple, but it ain't easy a lot of times. I understand. So anyways, Annalise, that's your card. Let it go. And let it go with a warm, compassionate heart. All right, Michelle. All right, so let's see. All right. Now you're asking what's in store for you and your heart connection this year. This reading is really for the portal. But remember, What we're doing is we're creating a union. So what I want to say is create a union through the moment of now. And this particular card is calling you into nature. But you know what I want to say? Nature does not have to be outside. And you know, we talk about the green man. Nature does not have to be outside. There are many places that you can get in nature because we're in, at least in the northern hemisphere, we are in the cold season. It's warm here in Atlanta today. But so you can find another place to go. Butterfly museums, you know, like the butterfly conservatories or whatever they're called. You know what I could say is you could even put your cat on your lap and stroke your cat for a while. There's something about the elemental connection with nature that puts us in a spot of ease, and it raises our vibrations. And right now, that's what I'm getting for you, is that in order for you to create your union, you want to keep those vibrations raised. And you can do that, in this case, through nature. All right. Sylvan, and I hope I'm saying that right. Right, my dear. And I don't know why I say my dear, because I don't usually say that. So maybe someone else is saying that to you. You never know. Toth, or Thoth, or however you want to say it, Tehote, as my preferred way, is about writing. So if you have some things that are going on that you're trying to work out in the moment of now, you might want to sit down and let yourself automatically write some guidance to yourself. I started doing that a long time ago. And handwriting, I mean, some people do it really well handwriting, and some people do much better on the computer. I can do both, but I actually need the computer because, as you can tell by how fast I talk, I think faster. So at least when I type, and I'm a fast typist, so I can get that information out. But I'd like to say to you, go ahead and work out whatever's going on with you in writing. And I might even want to say this, and this, it came to me. If you've got something to say to your connection, if you've got something to say, you might want to write it out. Doesn't mean you have to say it. But you might want to express in all of its glory what you really, really feel and think, and have that, and I would almost say, and light it on fire. For whatever reason, that's coming to me. So, and then, you know, some of the stuff that comes through, this is general guidance, and you can use this guidance, you know, anyone can use the guidance if it rings true for you. If something I'm saying for another person rings true for you, then the message is for you too. That's the way I look at it anyway. All right, Julian. And let's see what card we have for you. Crystals. All right. Most people who, I'm trying to figure out how to get a really good picture of these things. I guess always covering my face works well. But anyways, anyone that watches anything of mine knows how I feel about crystals, and you know I'm no expert in them, but I can tell you that surrounding myself with them and finding the right ones at the right time has been immensely helpful. But you know, there's another thing about this card that always comes to me, and that is, you know, if you look at the card, there's a unicorn on there. All right, and sorry if it's blurry. I think that's Facebook too. When I think of the unicorn, I think of mystical, and I think of things that we dream about and have fairy tales about. And I want to say that you can have that, okay? You can have that. It's going to shift and change as to what you feel that fairy tale is, but it's like that mystical side is calling you, I guess, is maybe what I'm getting. The mystical side is calling you. So if that's exploring some things spiritually, and in, you know, in terms of your union, whenever you explore things spiritually, it's always for, reaching in and developing your own sense of who you are. And then it's a great way to raise your vibration, but it's also a great way to get in alignment with what you want, because your soul wants that, So that's what I will say about that. Philomena, I'm going to pull a card for you. Da-da. What have we been talking about, Missy? Teacher, Philomena always, she downplays her role sometimes, and she sometimes doesn't feel that she gets the clear connections. But I'll tell you what, she has been the biggest help and the biggest supporter to me in trying to accomplish what I'm accomplishing. She's a brilliant marketing person. She's a brilliant listener. She works so hard in this group. You, my dear, are a teacher, okay? You just have to embrace the teaching that you're doing and what you're teaching. We all teach something, all right? You're teaching, for me, endurance. The amount of time that you spend on these groups and the amount of devotion that you spend, that you care as much as you do, we have to tell you, hey, it's a Facebook group. Go away. Go do something else. She drives herself crazy making this the best place that she can possibly make it for all of you guys. So let's thank her for that. And yes, Missy, you are a teacher. So that's your card. Bernard, what do we have for Bernard? Open your heart for love. I mean, to me, this card is so full of, the only word that comes to my mind is unblockedness. In other words, openness. In other words, the goal, the objective in all of us is to literally open our hearts, to get out of our way, to find the things that terrify us, to find the things that make us want to defend against another person. All of these things are what are stopping us from creating the union that we prefer. All unions, I'm getting this very clearly, all unions are open-hearted unions, no matter what it is. The heart must be open. That means that you can't be projecting your stuff onto another person. You literally have to clear your stuff so that what you see in the mirror is a perfect reflection of your perfection. That's the open heart. So they're encouraging you right now. This is what you're working on right now towards your union, uncovering whatever it is that you need in order to open your heart more. And I hope that helps you. All right, Beth, let's see what this card is for you. You can do it. And it's not just a rah-rah card to me. This is a strength card. This is, no matter what you think, you can do whatever it is you're setting out to do. It means that you have strength, you have determination, you have the willpower. And, if you've been delaying it, if you've been, putting things ahead of it, and you're like, you know what? You can do it. And you might want to just figure out the fact that it's time now to do what you're thinking about doing. Whatever venture it is you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you might not need to procrastinate anymore. You're all set, and you've got, the power of the archangel, the big guy, as a representative of the energy that you have inside of you. This is your Archangel Michael energy inside of you to do what you are here to do. That's what we're going to start talking a lot more about too with my portal is, what are you here to do? And how can we get you doing it? I've always been motivated. That's, when you talk about the web design piece that I have, it's always been, how can I help people get on their feet and create their dream abundance of what they're meant to do? Unfortunately, as a web designer, that work doesn't really pay because nobody has any money to do that. So unfortunately, I don't do as much small business websites as I want to, but they're, that getting people on their feet and getting, at least in the portal, I'm going to be able to help people with ideas and vibrational matches, hooking people up together that can create together. Here we are. We're all the same energy or very similar energy. Okay, the next person, let's see. That was Beth. The next person is Kelly. Hey, Kelly. All right. I'm going to have to move that light. It is balance, career, and home life, Isis. All right. Let me tune into this. I want to say that you may have a really strong inclination towards one or the other in terms of either you're a really strong career person or you've really, through your path, been trying very hard to create a home that you can be proud of. And the beauty of this particular exploration in our spiritual path is to find out how we can almost combine the two, how we can literally be creating our perfect environment in our homes while doing what we are called to do spiritually. So this may be something that's coming in for you. And I say as Isis, Isis being that really strong, divine feminine, it's like this might be a really good time for you to see that that's possible for you and to focus on it. What can you do to create that balance? Because it is part of the new vibrational experience. And that is the card I got for you. All right, Teresa. We still haven't got a twin flame card. Teresa Root. Oh, that light. All right, I'm going to just put it over here. Detach from drama. There is nothing like drama when it comes to this path. Seriously. And I'm not even sure that this is a card, the drama is coming from you, or that it's something that you're creating, I guess is what I'm saying. But when this card comes up, a lot of times it's about, what's going on around you. And listen, the times that we're in, there's a lot of people that are freaking out, or a lot of people that are going through really hard times. And what I want to say is just, if you can just float above it and observe it and watch it and have compassion, but just find yourself not needing to address it directly, to put your 2 cents in. It's almost like you could say, oh, I'm really sorry you're having a bad day. Here, let me give you a hug. That is the way to deal with the drama, if there's drama around you. Now, if you find yourself, you're in the midst of some drama, you just want to walk away and you want to go ground yourself, do some deep breathing, do some Ho'oponopono. But I'm getting that it's probably drama that's going on around you. There's a lot of that going on right now. Trust me, I got it in my family. I think we all got it. All right. Okay, so I believe that was Teresa. We've got, I want to say, Paya. And you get the Power of Joy card. This is one of my favorite cards in that, well, it's funny because I have many avenues of teaching, but it's Maitreya, interestingly enough. And Maitreya has been known as the world teacher. Well, Katumi is now the world teacher. And at least that's what I hear. Okay, I hear you. All right. But anyways, the power of joy is what Katumi's always taught me through Kalina. And now through me. I literally have him with me at times. And he will do the silliest things. I was really upset one day and I was processing a bunch of stuff and I was walking along and he was walking he wasn't walking, he was skateboarding next to me. I could see him in my mind's eye. He was skateboarding and then he hit one of the sidewalk things and he just tumbled down, the gully. And it was just, lighten up, Debbie, lighten up and laugh. The power of joy. This is so important to remember right now for all of us. And Paya, do things in your life that bring you joy. That is going to be key to keeping those vibrations up. But also try to see things from a lighter perspective, I love that card. It's a very good card. Thank you. Let's see. Paya. All right. Now we have Amanda Ray. Persistence. That's Lube. All right. Let me see. All right. Well, this path has required a lot of strength from you. This is a card that's telling you right now, dig deep. Dig deep into yourself and know that you are able to create the union that you are seeking to create. Let that unfold itself. But persist in what you're doing. Continue to do your work. If someone puts up an obstacle to you, and this is where we get the teaching of if something happens that you don't prefer, you need to view it as a stepping stone to what you do prefer and not fall into the vibration of it. And that is the definition of persistence. So I hope that helps. And I'm looking at the time. I'm going to have to speed this up a little bit. But you know what I decided, since I'm going directly into Twin Flames Eternal, that I'm going to continue on. I'll just switch over to the rooms. I'm going to look a little bit more here before I do. But we got to get through these cards to find Twin Flame. Let's see. So, Ariana Martina. All right, we've got the Osiris card. And that means that, you know, you're dealing with some things that have to do with the masculine energies in your life. So, let me see what I'm getting. Have patience with them. God, love them. All the masculine are going through it in every shape or form. It doesn't matter how old they are. It doesn't matter if they're a twin flame. It doesn't matter if they're in a twin connection. It doesn't matter if they're soulmates, you know, karmic partners, marital spouses. They're all going through it. Right now, you may have some around you that are going through that. And I think I'm just being told to tell you, please be extra patient, be extra loving and kind. And if none of that works, just sort of step back. You know, step back and just let them go through it, because they've got to go through this. Jillian Stewart, spiritual law of attraction. This is how you're going to create your union, by becoming a vibrational match to it, you see. Okay, so this is a card which says, you know, get the vibration going in your vortex, as Abraham would say, and you will magnetize that vibrational match to you. So whatever things that you have to do right now to move away from things that are blocking you, the spiritual law of attraction card is saying, you know, really take time to get into a vibrational alignment with what you do prefer. And I love that card, because that's what life is all about, actually, is we create that energy field, and then our hologram around us matches that vibration. So powerful card. Irina, let me see here, Irina, work your magic. I swear, if this happens again, the last time I did this, the Twin Flame card did not come up until the very last card. And I think Itumi was actually was the last card. I'll have to look back. But anyways, okay, here we are with work your magic, Saint Germain. So I'm seeing great, like, abundance in what it is that you love to do. And I think that, you know, you may be in the process of trying to decide how you're going to materialize this in physical form. But it's there, it's manifesting, it's taking place. I mean, it's like I can see it in this card, and I can see it in his, it's almost like him encouraging and saying, yes, this idea is your magic inside of you, and you can manifest this in a physical way. So very strong message for you. Lisa Gauslut, whatever it is that your question is at this particular time, you're getting a yes. Okay, so whatever it is you're focused on right now, the yes is coming up for you. All right, so only you're really gonna know at this point, because you haven't really shared that with us. But that's a simple card to read in that, and it's something that I'm sure a lot of people would like. Oh, I'm thinking about this. Oh, I would love that card. Hopefully it's a good thing that you're asking about, and that the yes card is what you want. But if not, then you need to get into a vibrational state that poses the question in such a way where the answer is yes. Because if the answer to your question is would have been preferred to be no, then you're not asking the question in the right way. Figure that one out, because that just came out. I do understand what I just said, but it's something to think about. Okay, Stacy, go now. It's time. Whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, wanting, it's time to go now. Like, no hesitation. Now, I want to say go now within reason. I mean, don't be like, I don't want to use the word, don't be stupid. Don't go do something so drastic that you're getting the signals that it's time to put that plan into action or move in that direction that you want. That go now card is pretty strong. All right, Stacy, you are seeing the situation accurately. So however you are feeling about the situation that you are in right now, I want to say that you probably are seeing this accurately. I would like to say this. This is something that's coming to me right now. If the situation you're looking at is something you don't prefer, do some ho'oponopono around it. All right? This is just coming to me. If it is something you don't prefer, work energetically and don't fall into that as the answer, okay? You'll want to do what I've talked about, which is go ahead and look at it as a stepping stone to what you do prefer. But you're seeing the situation accurately. Seeing does not always mean knowing. Okay? Seeing something and saying, oh yes, this looks like this. You're seeing it accurately. But this card is really about choosing what you prefer. And if it's something that you don't prefer, if you're seeing something that you don't prefer, then you use it as a positive instead of a negative. Okay? I hope that that's very helpful there. Marianne, let me see here. Marianne, fertility, you've got a lot of new stuff coming. Okay. I mean, it can mean so many different things. I mean, it literally can mean pregnancy, babies, and all that kind of stuff. It can be, but what I see is new ventures. You've got something that you're getting ready to do. You've got a lot of ideas. You've got a lot of irons in the fire. So you have a lot of possibilities, and they're all just sitting there waiting to germinate and take flight. So that's a really, really great place to be. I feel a little bit that way too, just that feeling of so many wonderful things getting ready to happen. And I like the energy of this card. All right, so you got some good stuff coming in your 2018, but this is for the portal. We're looking at what's coming here for the portal. The next card is for Michelle. And Michelle Queen Nyla, mother, wife, sister, daughter. Okay, so you have a lot of the divine feminine energies surrounding you right now is what I feel. That this is you coming into your divine feminine energies. And it could have something to do with connection with someone you're close to, of your family members. It doesn't even have to be a family member, but the divine feminine energies are starting to make themselves known and starting to express themselves more. We always walk a fine line between, the divine feminine and masculine, but this card is really strong for you in terms of the divine feminine. So, oh my gosh, it is like 5 till. What it looks like I'm going to have to do is I'm going to wrap up this thread. I'm going to take the continuation of names. I've got tons of you. And I want you to know that what I will end up doing is I will, because of who I am, I will go through this whole entire thread of all the people who have commented here. And there are lots of you. God bless you. I love you for commenting and talking to me. And I wish that I had like the ability, I'm not that quantum yet. I wish I had the ability to do all of this at one time, but I will go through this thread. I will respond to you. I always like to connect, and I look at it as you're all, you know, becoming my circle of light as we connect and we get to know each other. And let me just look at this really quick. And what I think I'm gonna do is probably have a briefer, you know, beginning in the other room, and that is Twin Flames Eternal. If you'd like to join me there. I'm looking here. So if there's anything else, yeah, Gemma, I didn't get to you right now. Now, any of you who I do not get to in these readings, please at least go to True Sacred Union, my community page, and put your questions up there, or even if you can't be there, you know, or put yes, because I am going to draw more cards, looking for Twin Flame cards. You know, I'm going to keep drawing until I can give away a couple memberships. And I'll draw a couple more before I go, but I just wanted to see if there's anything on here that I just need to, let's see. Lady Myra, I just, you know, join me over on the other thread if you can. I'm going to do this more often. And actually, as I get more comfortable with the Goddess Tarot cards, those are the ones I do my readings on. As I get more comfortable with those cards, I will start to do some of those cards as well. I'm just not as familiar with them quite. Gosh, you guys, there's so many of you. I love you all. I wish I could do more right now, but I really do need to get to the other. So I ask you, please join me over on Twin Flames Eternal if you can. If you can't, try to make True Sacred Union. I'm going to be doing Q&A. Check out the platform. Check out, I will be happy to talk to you. If you have specific questions, that's what I'm here for. If you want to know what that portal, you know, how does that portal work? How does it help me? Private message me. I may not get to you right away. I've got a lot of things going on right now, but I really want to be able to help you if there's ways that I can. So, oh my gosh, I feel like I could talk with you guys forever. But I'm going to have to say goodbye. I'm going to wrap up, and maybe in about 5 minutes, I'm going to go live on Twin Flames Eternal. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And you know what? Like I said, I'm going to keep going. So someone is going to win the Twin Flame card, whether you go to Twin Flames Eternal or not. And if you're an admin on Twin Flames Eternal, if you could just look and make sure that any requests, you know, to join the group are all clear, just in case someone is bouncing over to that group and they're not a member yet. Okay, I love you guys, and I'll see you over on Twin Flames Eternal. Namaste.